Yo, me too, man. Fucking me too. I've been a lazy piece of shit for 2.5 weeks, and then I had to do some work. That was rough. Rough stuff. I go get my grapes. What was this? Sleepy. Me sleepy. You lack purpose. Oh no. Oh no. You think it's coming? They're coming? They are coming. They are coming. I need my experience potions. I could fall asleep right now. Easy. Easy. sleep stream? I know. We'll have stream at the same time, but we'll do a sleep stream. Wait, what the fuck? I had the wrong potion. Harvestella. What the fuck is that? Harvest Moon with more weeb. Some extra weeb in it. Square Enix. Where's the trick? Where's the gotcha machine? Totally bedge, man. 100. Told you, man. I had to do work today. A miserable proposition. I got 2 hours more sleep, worked 2 hours less, and still asleep. Didn't work that good. Need sleep more. Oh, I hate it. It's probably mostly something to do with the fact that I get like a billion million physical work done in a certain amount of time, and then the body's like, hey, you did lots of the physical working. You need to go sleep right after you're done. Like, I got off work and I was like doing pretty good actually. And then I consumed the carbohydrates. And then the body was like, what are you doing bedtime? I was like, fuck. But I was hungry. Holy. Maybe improve posture. This will help. Well, grass, blue, barefoot. Woof. I'm falling asleep. I am asleep. It's the worst part, man. I don't even feel like underwater. I just feel like I'm going to be randomly narcoleptic. I just randomly doze off. Might be better once, maybe eventually child can go to school on his own, you know? And I can have a sleep when I get home. Oh man, it's rough. It doesn't help that the game is not terribly engaging. Oof. Okay. Wasabi. What's that old commercial? Is it like a Bud Light commercial or something? What's up? Holy fuck. That's ancient.
Hello? Hey, who? What's up? Nothing, B. Just watching the game, having a bud. What's up with you?
Nothing. Watching the game, having a bud.
True. True.
What's up? What's up? Yo, who's that?
Yo! You pick up the phone!
Hello? What's up? What's up?
Holy fuck. What year is that? Oh my god. 2006. Holy shit. (2006). Right now, we are a detective man. We're detectiving. Wasn't that long ago? That was 19 years ago, man. Yeah, you know, that's quite a while now. Yeah, it's an interesting, it's kind of an interesting thought experiment. It's like depends on how occupied you are in your life and stuff like that. It's like the pace of time is related to how often you notice the time. Soil stain, barefoot, first name Ashley. It's you, Ashley. Take them away. Friggin' zonked, man. Did my first day at work in like 2.5 weeks. I'm blasted, dude. Straight up. I'm straight up blasted. I'm so tired. Dumpy Smith. Moderate investigations.
Where's the
46?
kaboom? There was supposed to be an earth-shattering kaboom.
Was there? Where's the kaboom? You were promised a kaboom. Were you? Back. Orange trousers. Crossbow. Take him away. Private council, private garden. Yeah, I can do this one. There's supposed to be an earth-shattering kaboom. Yeah, I do not have this patchy bot that everybody has. I don't know anything about it, but I see it's everywhere. Gambling. Oh my god. Everyone's been taken by the ding-dings. Is gambling actually a sin? I don't think so. I think it's just a vice. Brown trouser. Shoes. Soil stain. Aha. It's you, Jordan. Take her away. Yeah. Yeah, it's not actually a sin. Why haven't they? Get some people in, you know? Get some people in on that, I think. Just put a couple ding dings in the church hall. Put a couple ding dings in. They'd have an increased contribution to their daily earnings, you know, their little tithe. Ding ding for Jesus. Oh, fuck. Then you get into that weird thing where there's gambling is regulated, but something freedom of religion. Free this. Anything Crassus? Start a new sect. Gambling cult. Big money. Think I'm fading. In what way? I'm pretty sure I've already fallen asleep like 6 times. I think I've done at least 6 micro naps since the stream has started. You're bored? Well, when does the next league start? You know, I read some kind of Reddit post that said, after playing PoE 2 for many weeks, PoE 1 feels great. Maybe that's you. Final Fantasy Rebirth. How many rebirths does that game have? I feel like it's been rebirthed many times. What do you mean? They wouldn't remake the game and then remake the game again, right? You mean the next part? Wasn't the whole part in the last one? Yeah, but it was one game. It wasn't 4 games. It's not in 1997. That's fucking cash grab. That's a fucking cash grab, dude. We're going to charge a full $79 for every disc. That's genius, Jackson. Blonde. That's you. $60 hours per game or for one game? What? God, this is shite. Servant's house sucks. We gotta be very specific when we say full length these days. That because full length doesn't mean what it used to. What does full length mean? There's a lot of like AAA full length is like fucking 20 hours. And that's like not that much. In my opinion. $50 hours, okay. How long was the first game though? You know what I mean? The first game was 36 hours. So how did they how did they take something that was like 36 hours with no side objectives and maybe 80 hours with all objectives and turn that into like 200 hours? That doesn't what? You said it's a copy of the discs though. Look, it's very confusing. It's a new game, but it's not a new game. You said this is disc 2. I'm not. It doesn't make any sense to me. Why not just call it something completely different if it's not even the same game? It's not Final Fantasy VII. That's why but it's not though. It's not Final Fantasy VII Rebirth. It's just a different game. Rebirth would almost imply it's closer to the original. Barefoot. Slingstone Grasstane. This guy. Hey, you. Hey, you. Kitten. That. Ashley. Ginger hair. Abandoned sword. Also courtyard. I guess that's easier. What? My goodness. Where's Mosley? Sleeping on a blanket again? That doesn't look that comfortable, darling. Okay. Ow. Okay, you're stabbing me though. Ow. Why are you stabbing? Ow. Ow. I'm awake. You don't have to stab me. Why is your claw out in your thumb? Just put it back in. Put it back in there. Stick it back in there. That doesn't need to be out. Your little can opener doesn't need to be out. You can go back in. You're not gonna can open my friggin' forearm. Moikus is playing Deep Rock Galactic. Wow. We can play that game, Deep Rock Galactic. Imagine. Brown hair, blue button boots. Goose dies. Hellfair dies. You're not going. Go. Go. Get moving. What? You sit there? Okay. Yeah, I could be down for a single player adventure. Maybe 1 or 2 days a week. But money. Why spend money? Expensive. Could not spend money instead. White trouser, green hair, boots. Deep. Ashley. I guess nothing's on sale anymore, is it? Big old sale's over. I was wondering why Cyberpunk was so expensive. Chef Boots Ashley. High octane gameplay. Very active. How come there's so many Harvest Moon variants, man? Is there room in the market for all these random Harvest Moon spin-offs? It's crazy, actually. It's like a new one comes out on here every day. Yeah, I just figured like if you like bought like Stardew Valley or anything like that, like you'd kind of be like done like buying other ones. You know what I mean? Like there's one on here called I just seen it. Where'd it go? I don't know where it went. It was like just another one I never heard of before. Same fucking shit. It's gone now. Luma Island. It just looks like the exact same shit. It's just another one of these farming games. You know, like after you have Stardew Valley and like one more, like do you need like 18 different farming sims? It's crazy to me. It's time. Oh, Soot Stain Alex Black hair. You're not entertained by this very intense detective investigation gameplay? I'm surprised, really. You don't like when number go up? Oh, Charlie. Here's a sweet game. Farmers versus potatoes. You think this is it? That's big. This game looks like a child's project. I'm loading up a farm sim. You're going to load up a farm sim regardless of what I do. Last I heard you installed it, so... Patrick is playing Magic the Gathering Arena. Holy. Those guys are desperate. They're desperate over there. They're cheater drafting, yeah. They're giving Hasbro's some fucking free money for not even physical cards to do some cheater drafting.
I gotta become the 51st.
I clicked on their fucking channel by accident. Now they know we're talking about them because I clicked on their channel by accident. Yellow trousers, first name Charlie, soil stain. It's you. Oh, the servant's house sucks, man. No one wants to do servant's house. No one ever. God damn it. Holy. I'm so slept. So slappy. The worst part is, I think, like, optimally, I wouldn't do like the doing all my caffeine right before stream is not working anymore. Like, probably I'm supposed to do it at work. Then I sleep better after stream. And everything's more, you know, sustainable. But instead, we're just friggin' zonked. Hey, Jack, can you like go get a job? Any chance of that, or provide another income for this family? You ever think of that? You're almost 65. Don't you get old age security, cat? They pay that out for old cats like you? No? Cheater drafting. Imagine cheater drafting. Oof. Oh, man. I wasn't paying attention. God damn it. I'm too schlep for this. Need a farming simok? Isn't that a kind of monkey? Simok. No, it's not a kind of monkey. It's some kind of techno artist, though. I don't even know what one of those I would play, man. There's like 18 billion of them. And they suffer from that thing where, like, you play them for a little while and you're like, haha, this is a good meme. And then you, like, are doing your farming for the 20th day and you're like, this is a single player game and none of this matters. What am I doing this for? At least when you were farming in Dranzik, like, it was an MMORPG. How come no MMORPGs have farming in them? Like real farming. Like good farming. They have like that panda shit in WoW, but that's like not, that's also not real. Boots, name is Mac, sustain. Bleh. Bleh, 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 bleh. At least you did fall asleep. This man is about to fall asleep on us. Dude, I am so friggin' zonked, man. Yeah, straight up. We're straight up micronapping, 100%. See, I thought if I got more sleep and had a shorter shift, you know, it wouldn't be too bad. Turns out I was just a lazy piece of shit for 2.5 weeks. And then I went and did real work. So it's rough. It's rough today. I get the feeling after stream today, I'm just going straight to bed. I get the feeling that's going to be what the case is. Because I was kind of hoping, like, if it was more sustainable, I could, like, do 5 hours instead of 4, but clearly there's some growing pains and getting back into the swing of things. I'm here, though. I could have canceled. I could have canceled. I don't cancel too much. I could have canceled. But no, I'm a man. I'll fall asleep on stream before I cancel. White hair, name is Nick. Soil stain, that looks like you. This game is probably not helping either. No, absolutely not. This game is fucking really, like, low energy. It's really low energy. I'm sorry, Slothmon. I don't have Apache bot. Every single person that I think is like a Brighter Shores viewer comes in here, looks for my Apache bot to see if my pot is like pretty good or something like that, but I just don't even have one. What about my gambling addiction? Yeah. Someone else was in here earlier saying the exact same thing, basically. I don't like know anything about it. I don't know anything about the Apache bot. I just know that it's like some kind of like thing where you have currency doubloons and you roll and try to get currency doubloons. I don't really know anything else about it. I don't have it installed or anything. I think my frame rate, thanks. Yeah, it should all be 60. Even the camera should be 60. Unfortunately, it can't get much better than 60 because Twitch TV will not take any more bitrate than roughly 7200, and it's pretty hard to make a game look good. It's at higher than 60, but yep, 60. We like 60. These suck. I'll click this one. Well, I should play this game for 2 weeks. All I know is burritos. Yeah. We buy the burritos and we give them to the giant. Get XP, go up. This one is way more interesting. We run around town and find clues about the mystery. This is the mystery of the dangerous driver. Please, could you investigate this one for us? Minnie was visiting Private Road when someone almost ran her over with their cart. We have information on related crimes in the guard's archive. We also have reason to believe there may be clues at Bobbin North Road. Oh my god. The suspect has got soil on them and has a crossbow. This is what we know. Now we must rummage through the archives and see if we can find any more information. And then we must make our arrest. Very riveting stuff, you know. I guess we'll rummage through the archives and find something about a related case. That'll give us the evidence we need to solve the case of the dangerous driver. Aha! That dangerous driver is a male. A male with a soil stain and a crossbow. Aha. It's you, Alex. Riveting. High energy. It's you. Nice. Number go up. Now a new one. Don't you want to sign right up? Goose Guest, East Courtyard. I just wish Indiana Jones wasn't literally a fucking $100. Like, what the hell is that, man? Are you serious? I got some other things on my radar though. Oh. You got some Angel's Envy. Wow. Wow. That's port finish. Port finish bourbon. Port finished bourbon. Yeah, I think a lot of people I know they don't like finished bourbon, but I think finished bourbon is like exactly the kind of shit I would like, I think. I don't have like that weird purist thing about bourbon where it's got to be like pure, no barrel finishes, no flavoring. I don't have that. I come from the world of Scotch where everything is barrel finished. So I think like barrel finished bourbon is probably like exactly the kind of shit I would like. Why not barrel finish your bourbon? Now, because like, there's not actually that many barrel finished bourbons near me. Yeah, I think it's the kind of thing where like, For guys who only drink bourbon, they're like honed into like distinguishing between the bourbons with their little minute differences. And like a barrel finish is just like too much of a change for them. It's like too loud. Kind of like if, like, I don't know, something was drowned in a sherry cask and like overwrote other properties of the distillate. I feel like that's how they feel about barrel finishing and bourbon. They've had so much different bourbons that their experience is like orange trousers, blonde hair. Their experience is like so like with the like not, you know. They've had bourbon so many times they can tell the difference between the little small changes in the distilleries. Because like whenever I watch these guys who are like they only do bourbon on their channel, and they do like some kind of blind tasting, and they're like, ah yes, I can tell this is from Jim Beam. I'm like, what in the fuck? How? It has a very iconic nut profile. It's like, okay. That's how you know, like, they've just had so much, like, regular bourbon with no other thing part of it that they can tell those, like, little small differences. They've, like, honed in to detect those little small differences. Ooh, that's the port, yeah. Well, to me, it's just more interesting, right? Like, there's a bigger variety of flavors. But I think that's what it is with these bourbon guys, you know. That's like one of those things where it's like, to me, it's like, man, it's hard to get some of those, like, yes, this bourbon has plums and shit in it, but it's bourbon, you know what I mean? Like, it's not like, oh, there's a sherry cask in here and this is where the plum is coming from. No, it's like, it's still just bourbon in a new charred oak barrel, but somehow this one has plums in it. And it's kind of like weird. You're like, where'd the plums come from? I don't know. I don't get it. It's like weird. I don't know. It's like with Scotch and maybe with like those finished bourbons, it's like you can taste the like finishing barrel, or like, you know, you get a certain flavor and you're like, oh, this makes sense that this would be attributed to this part of making this spirit. But then you get into bourbons and it's like, these are all made the exact same way. But this guy says this one tastes like plum, and he says that one tastes like grapes. But it's not because they used a different process. It's the same process. So, huh? I don't know. But I'm not saying that it's like bullshit. It's just weird, I guess. Like, these guys do seem to be able to tell, like, hey, just by drinking this, I can tell this is Heaven Hill or this is Buffalo Trace or whatever. Like, they've honed in on the distilleries well enough to know, just by drinking it, that it's like the distillate from a certain distillery. But at the same time, it's like, there's no way that, like, the process is like different enough that you're getting all kinds of fruit out of it or something like that. I don't know. If the difference in scotches is like 20%, then the difference in bourbons is like 2%. And I guess there's a world where you could just be really good at honing in on that 2% change and then giving it words like plum and leather, but that's really hard. Barefoot wine stain. Black trousers. Brown sugar, vanilla oak every time. Yeah, I don't know that that's every time for me, but it's definitely always in that realm. Like, let's see. On Maker's Mark, I said cherry cola, baking spice, oak toffee. On Rare Breed, I said vanilla, oak, baking spice, syrup, cornbread, cherry. On Peerless, I said red licorice, oak, baking spice, cornbread, butter. Like, these are a lot similar notes, right? Like, and, you know, cherry to red licorice to cherry cola. We're like in the same world here. Spice, oak, table syrup, buttery corn. Yeah. Yeah. They're very similar. Yeah, I think if you get a fruit note in bourbon, it's very likely to be cherry. It's the most likely one to get. But yeah, that's also kind of why I wanted to try that Rabbit Hole Derringer that had like the PX cask finish on it. The only thing that I'm apprehensive about it now is the Cave Hill wasn't that good. Like, it wasn't. It was okay. So like, I'm not like super enthused to go buy another Rabbit Hole product because the one that I tried was like okay. There's not very many like PX bourbons, I don't think. What? Oh shit. There it goes. What? Yeah, I got sick on the week of Christmas. And still I got that cough. It's gonna last for another fucking month because it's just how this shit works. Alex Sandals, green buttons. Alex Sandals, green buttons. Yeah, I mean, I should have known, though, somewhat, right? Like, the distillery was not very old. It was kind of like maybe a too good to be true idea. Again, like, all they did was change the grain and change the age. Like, you know, how else were they going to get flavor, like, those kinds of flavors, right? It's like the whole point of what we're talking about. Bourbon gonna taste like bourbon. It's worse than, like, you might think it's like, oh, well, it's kind of like if you just had, you know, an ex-bourbon scotch and you just had all the scotches you had were all ex-bourbon. But it's like actually even worse than that. Because, like, ex-bourbon scotch is pretty light on the distillate. So, like, the scotch distillery's individual character in a single malt ex-bourbon aged scotch is going to be very, very, like, presented because the barrel is not that overbearing. But New Charred Oak is very overbearing, so you just don't get as much of the bourbon distillery's actual corn distillate character. So it's like even worse than that. I'd almost be interested in American grain whiskeys that had a bourbon mash bill that were not New Charred Oak aged. I wonder how those would actually be. Like, instead of, like, making a bourbon, you just don't use the New Charred Oak barrel and instead use, like, an ex-bourbon barrel. Like, wouldn't that be, like, kind of interesting? Because then your distillery character would kind of show up more. Then again, half these guys are using column stills anyway, so it's like, I guess maybe it's like whatever, you know. Dusty corn note, yeah. There's a dusty corn note, and there's like a kind of like a buttery corn note, and then there's also sometimes like a breadiness that has like it's like corn related. And you have to like get past the like barrel related notes to get to those. Sandals, blonde hair, white trousers. Although it's like pretty like clear, I guess, when I get this dusty note. And it's not always a dusty corn note, but it just smells like dust. Like something that was dusty. And sometimes I say dusty book, but I think the dusty book notes tend to come more on scotch than they do on bourbon. But I think I've gotten them on bourbon before too. I don't really know how to explain it, but it just smells like it's dusty. Like it didn't dust for a while and then kicked up the dust. It's not typically like a very like upfront note either. It's kind of like a backseat note. You remember what I read? I read some kind of thing not that long ago that said like, like in an objective sense, the average breadth of olfactory reception is like 80%. So that means like, if you have like 10 people smell the same thing, like 80% of the scent should hit everybody, kind of thing. Which still leaves 20% of notes that some people get and some people don't get, but it means that like the most of the notes, 80% of the time, everyone will get them. So that means if it's different, it all comes down to flavor recall and flavor interpretation, not actually. That's a high percentage, yeah. It's not actually like you're smelling a different thing. It's your flavor recall and flavor identification skill is just like different than other people's. That's if it doesn't smell the same, it's just those things that are different, not the actual like scent. It's like what you actually detect with your nose is not that much different than what other people detect. It's at least 80% the same on average or something like that. Gray hair, wood toggle, sandals. Is that not it? Oh, this is white hair. Okay. Fucking looks pretty gray to me. Yeah, I can't remember where I read that, so I don't know like what the source is, but I read something like that. Maybe it's not super accurate, but it would make sense to me. The game is all in interpretation. It's like not in the actual objective. Perception. Which is probably why, like, if you have two people, like, tasting the same whiskey and one person says a note, it's very likely the other person will like go into the like glass primed with that note and be able to find the same thing. Unless it's part of like that 20% difference. It's also apparently true that when it comes to olfactory detection, the average woman has a better scent detection than the average man. Because it's actually built into their genetics. Supposedly. Because they were supposed to be the ones like making sure the food was like not bad to feed to the kids or whatever. I'm not trying to do this activity. I'm just trying to hit. Gray hair means this, not that. Female, green buttons. You. We're getting there. You know, we're slowly getting there. You knocked over Ted. That's rude. Ted's got a very important job. He distinguishes my content from other people's content. I figure if I flood YouTube with thumbnails of Ted with whiskey bottles, eventually people will be able to recognize my thumbnail because of Ted. Yes. Why is my character still alive? Oh, you're not dead? Well, that explains why you haven't quit yet. Blue Ginger Nick. So you're saying you're bored because you can't get a boss to kill yourself on? Is that what's going on? Citadels where? Uh-oh. Me slep. It's a good thing we're not doing a review today. I feel like I couldn't correctly do a review. Just end it all. You could. I want to die, but I don't want to commit suicide. Have you tried hijacking a vehicle? A sailor named Cameron with this thing. Simulacrum, simulacrum. Oh. I'm sleeping. I am sleeping today. Oh. Oh. Need some excitement. You get on the ding dings. Get on Blatro. Bing, 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 bing. What are you doing? Oh. This game's missing some hurt pumping action I could do on a day like today. Just none of any of those things. Alright, we might go for a little meme, okay? I'm gonna fall asleep on this game. We might go for a little meme. Just a little meme. Ashley, Rass, Brown, Pants. That's not right. Brown hair. I thought it was brown pants. Oh god, I'm actually just fucking sleep right now, dude. We need some excitement in our life. Need to play Doom. Yeah. I couldn't tell the difference between fucking brown pants and brown hair. We're gonna send our man to do some forensics, okay? Nice. Some forensics on an onion. This was necessary. A necessary process. This onion is part of a very important case. Holy shit. Okay, we'll be back to this another time. But we got a meme. Okay, we got a pretty good meme. We're gonna try it out. Crassus will love it. It's got like terrible sound. See if it captures. Oh, it does. Look at that. We need something to happen so that my brain wakes up. Need to learn something. Stimulus. We need some stimulus. Okay. So we're gonna do something funky. New game. Hey. Fine, fuck. Today's the big day. Gonna have the biggest and best museum in the world. But we don't have anything to show off quite yet, so let's go digging for some cool things. Okay, we're gonna go dig some stuff up. Pay 0 gold to excavate at mud pit. Okay. Excavation. Start. Click on tile. Green bar is my stamina. Find the relics before you get too tired. Okay, okay. This minesweeper? Oh, I found a thing. Out of energy. No, I think I didn't get them all. 1 and a 2. Nice, I found a thing. Now our museum is actually worth visiting for our thing. Okay, I make 4 gold per minute. 2 gold per person? I'm not sure what that means exactly. We're gonna go in the mud pit again. We got one more thing to find. Oh. found some kind of thing. Oh, wait. Okay, 2 out of 2. Okay, that's good. Great. We did it. Sometimes you might find a duplicate relics will level up our displays, making them worth more money. Whenever you excavate, you will earn XP. When the location levels up, it will boost the value of all relics from that area. Okay. Can I get some upgrades? These are too expensive. Okay. So I keep digging here, level it up. But... oh, there's something new. Okay. Golden monocle. Okay, I got that one again. Okay. What does this do? Marketing. More men per minute. Oh, I see. So I get 17 gold per guy. 2 guys come every minute. Therefore, I get 34 gold every minute. That's how this is working right now. Why can I not get 2 in 1? We're leveling up our mask. Gives us more money. Oh my god, nothing. Quick restart. If I click this, does it save my stuff? Probably. Yeah. Right now, where are we at? 92 per minute. Give me some marketing. No, make more. We make more money. This game should perk you right up, yeah. We need more stamina. Give me more stamina. There's like some indie guitar track playing in the background. Alright, I have more stamina now. So I can click more times. That's big. Now we're making bigger money. Even bigger money. We can almost excavate in that other spot and find new relics. This is a game about number go up. Just like the other one, except maybe faster pace. Yeah, it's you know, we're getting some traction. Getting some traction. Eventually I'm gonna post the Discord server like super duper public. Right now, again, it's like posted to the stream, and I guess now it's posted on the YouTube videos when before it wasn't posted on the YouTube videos. And it's posted on like my biography and my profile in like some various areas. Like it's posted on Imgur, and it's posted on like my Discord profile and stuff. Had to mute that channel. That's probably a good thing. I mean, I don't have like sound notifications for anything in that server, but it does tell me when there's new posts. But yeah, that's the idea. Pickaxe area go up. Pickaxe strength. Not sure what that means, but. When I have sounds on, yeah. I don't have sounds on anything. Oh man, our pickaxe is getting big. But yeah, eventually, I want to post it in like places where people who are generically trying to find a Discord server on a specific topic will also, it'll also be posted in like those places. And I know that when you start doing that, like that's when you start to get a lot of like weirdos, right? Because like right now, it's like most of the people in there, like I already know who they are. But when you start posting it in like places where it's like any random Joe, like from any walk of life, come across the link, you start to get more people that are, let's say, require moderation. And part of the reason why I know this is because I'm in some Discord servers that are like that the link is very publicly posted and random people come in, and some of them are in need of moderation, much more so than like random Twitch users are. So we'll see what happens. But it's like one of those things where like that's kind of like what I knew I wanted to do that eventually, so that if the server grows into a place where there's lots of people just talking about spirits, then it kind of becomes symbiotic with my broadcasting too, and they all go up together. Okay, so I can go to this place now. I have lots of money. Forest of Secrets. Whoa, this place is sort of creepy. The trees are so tall and looks easy to get lost. Acorn. I mean, ultimately, like, if things go as well as I want them to, that Discord server should eventually get very, very, very busy. That is actually the goal. And that's why, like, I tried to preface that before I ever opened that server to the public, to the people who are already in it, because I want to make sure that they were, like, okay with the fact, and maybe they didn't know, like, what my ambition was exactly, but I anticipate a world where it gets very rowdy. Very personal, yeah. Well, again, all that stuff is not publicly accessible. It never will be. We need to click on the money button to get more money. Click on all the buttons. 8,000 gold. Unlock this. Sure. I don't know if my, like, stuff is, like, good enough to be doing this stage, but it seems fine. Yeah, I guess my only worry about it right now is, like, a couple fold. One is, like, I want the actual first impression of random people who enter the server for it to be, like, not a dead server. Because basically there's a thing where, like, you know, if you post it very publicly and then people join it, oh, this new server, and they join it and it's, like, dead, then they're like, oh, this server is dead, and then they never try it ever again. So it's like there's, like, a growth thing where, like, you want people's first impression for it to be like a server that's active. So I want there to be stuff in it, and I want it to have some amount of activity before I, like, make it really super public. But the other, like, concern, again, like I already said, is kind of like the amount of moderation that is going to be required. Because right now, the amount of activity that's on there right now, I can personally self-moderate, and it's not really a problem. But, and obviously, like, anyone who's been in there for any amount of time has moderation privileges, but I made it very clear that, like, I didn't expect anyone to, like, have to be my moderators. You know, it was kind of more just like, you have moderator privileges in case, like, someone ends up fucking with you. You have full control to deal with it. But I don't have any moderators really other than myself that I've been like, hey, like, can you actually do this for me, sort of thing. So that's the only worry, is that, like, super floodgate kind of mode will, like, require more moderation than just myself. And there is something like, well, worry about that bridge when you cross it, but I'm kind of always in, like, the place where, like, I want to make sure the bridge doesn't fall down when I'm trying to cross it. I want to, like, make sure the bridge is not dog shit in the first place. Once you obtain all the dream fragments from a particular location, no more will appear. How do I know? Oh, it says I have them. This one doesn't have any. 1 out of 1, 1 out of 1. But yeah, I think all in all, like, things are progressing. Like, you know, it's not a rocket ship right yet, but things are going up. We can be encouraged by the progress. At least I'm encouraged by the progress. It's slow progress, but things are going up. Ted's encouraged? Yeah, he hasn't finished that bottle of Red Bank, so he must be somewhat encouraged. Classic tech support, you know.
I don't know if it's because I'm in dev or they don't listen. They really don't. They're stupid. I don't need to code into my computer.
Yeah, I think there's some world where like I'm supposed to make more YouTube content. I don't want to, but it seems like the correct thing to do. I didn't really like put too much effort into that like one video I posted, and I think it's got almost 300 views now. That one that I actually deliberately tried a little bit. It's 277 views, I guess. Which is like not that bad. It's never going to be like as high a quality as like those guys that like just do YouTube and do it for a living, but if it like, if I could post a thing once a week that got like something like 200 views raw, then like, you know, eventually those numbers would start to go up again too. Prestige? Oh my god, what do you mean prestige? Reset your progress, spend dream fragments on upgrades. Well, I don't have like... Why did that go away now? I don't have like all the things unlocked. Yeah, whiskey things are doing good. I don't know about video game things, though. We're kind of just doing whatever. Maybe that's all we need to do, though. I kind of like don't want to post gaming content on that YouTube channel. I feel like it's like not the right place for it. I also feel like my gaming content is like so low energy that I don't know if it's made for YouTube. It's almost like the game is just a facility for me to be here and less of a focus. That's one of the things like I was talking to Colin about, Colino, when he was here, was like, the reality of the situation is this platform, like, if you just streamed in food and drink channel, and you didn't stream like cooking related shit, the growth of like my niche in that category is not very big. And like trying to do it on YouTube like just doesn't work really. Like as in terms of like streaming it live on YouTube. So it's like at some point it's like for this platform to work and like to have growth in this platform, you kind of need to be in categories that are not food and drink some amount of the time. Maybe most of the time. So that's why it's like, it feels like these games are just like, I want to play them too, but it's just like a facility for me to be here more than it is like a focus. So I don't think I want to make like recorded content for them or like game guides or some shit like that or shorts. It's like not, I don't think it's a good, I think it's a good direction to go in. I shouldn't lean into that. I don't think that's my strength. Fake gamer. Fake. Dang it. So I could pay 1 mil to prestige, but I didn't get like all of the like things. And when I prestige, I have to like use my dream fragments, right? I guess like my progress is slowing now. I guess I keep going in here. Like the more dream fragments I have when I prestige, the more prestige upgrades I can get. I'm assuming what happens is eventually it becomes like really like prohibitive to move forward without prestiging. That's how these games tend to work. Ollie streamer playing Dixium. Yeah, I get the feeling this isn't like a booming category, you know? But that's okay. We gotta provide some spice every once in a while, you know? You gotta play Balatro every once in a while. Don't think I don't see that Balatro has a mod and a DLC coming. It's a weird world though. Like you can't play games that are too popular because then you're at the bottom of the category. Like I was at the bottom of the PoE category. I got like twice as many views on Classic WoW than I got on PoE. But you can't play a game so unknown as Dixium because no one knows to find you fucking down here. What game are you playing? Dixium. What? Never heard of it. $2 million to get into Mount Stone. Yeah, see, this is getting pretty prohibitive. I guess you're supposed to, like, prestige around now. These are getting, like, pretty high cost. But I want to get 2 more frags. Oh, this place sucks. Yeah, I mean, this is pretty clearly like a natural... a natural prestige point, I think. You're like intended to prestige at this point. Like, look how shit it is to try to get anything done in here. You have 4 fragments. Increase tourist guy per minute multiplier 1 to 5. Okay. Increase base guys per minute 2 to 10. Increase relic starting level. Increase location starting level. I don't know. What am I supposed to be clicking on? During fragment appearance chance. Oh, I don't care about that. Guys per minute multiplier. That costs 3. Can't afford these. Okay, so we start over, but we have some buffs. And as this kind of works, these are now obviously a lot easier to get at the first, because because I have some upgrades. So our progress is pole vaulted. There's a fragment in here to get, so I'll just go until I get a fragment. There it is. Dang it. Where's the fragment? There it is. Well, we've reached that place where new things aren't happening, and I'm just clicking on random stuff now. We're slap again. Marketing? Well, maybe we'll get perked up by this blind sample we're gonna do. But realistically, I'm gonna friggin' tank as soon as the stream's over. Normally I like try to stay up and put some stuff on fucking YouTube, but I think today that is not the best use of my time. Need to get this like sleeping thing sorted out. That's right. I'm gonna friggin' slep. Now what? I have enough I can send to the next place, but this is that same one again. That's like kind of hard. $2.2 billion. Getting there. This is still like not quite the best use of my time. Heavy coin. It's okay. Maybe we're getting some stuff. There's that fragment. I think there's 2 fragments here, though. Yeah. Here it is. All right. That's enough of that. More more Dixium another time. Okay. So now, how now? How now? Please no. What? You didn't like Dixium? I mean, the category does only have 6 followers. Okay. Wow. Adriana's all over the desk. I guess she was up here a good amount today. Alright, I guess we're literally gonna do a fucking nightcap, and I'm gonna have a sleep after this. See if we can guess what our nightcap is. With all the cat going on around here. Alright, let's do random 76, 62, I never showed this thing either, but like, I did get this decanter. Thing is, I don't really know what I can use it for. It's hard to use these things. Because you can't put anything in here that you want to keep for a long amount of time. So, I don't know like what I can use this for. Like, it's like the kind of thing that like, you kind of like would hope that you could use it for like an infinity bottle or something. But the problem is if you plan to keep that liquid forever, you just can't trust these stoppers. Because they just don't seal well enough. Like it's kind of a little twisty. It's not a super tight seal. So it's like you don't want to put something in here that you knew you were going to drink within like a few months. But it looks so classy. Yeah, that's like the problem with these decanters is like they look good, but you can't keep anything in them for the long term. It's like made for like if you have people over and you pour your you pour your Jim Beam white label in here and they don't know the difference. Anyway, yeah, I don't know. Maybe we'll figure out something to do with this thing. There is like I tried to read like what's a good way I could like make this seal properly, and they're like, yeah, well you can get like a rubber gasket and stuff like that. But have to never had anything over a year in it. ROS issue of quality, yeah. It's just like having an open bottle, except it's like a super open bottle, right? So it's like it would kind of be like similar to like if you had a bottle that was like really low fill level, except it's not low fill level. Because and it could be that the ones that you have a good seal on this topper. Like there's probably better or worse ones. It's just it's not even that necessarily that this particular one seals poorly. It's that some of them don't, and you can't trust them. So with something like an infinity bottle, where like you're gonna keep the liquid literally forever, I just can't trust it to have a good seal. And I can definitely trust these fucking things to have a good seal. God, you can't get the fucking cork out. So like whatever I put in there, I'd have to be like okay with it if it like was not the best seal. Which maybe it's a good thing for Red Bank to go into. Alright. One does have a rubber seal, the other is straight glass. Yeah, the one with the rubber seal, you would kind of be like more... you'd be like more trusting of it, I think. These ones that are straight glass, I'm not sure about them, you know. I wouldn't want to put anything expensive in it, I guess. But like, It's like the kind of thing where like, you know, you could buy like a mid-tier bourbon or something like that and just dump it in there and just like, if so long as you were like drinking it every once in a while, or like, you know, you were having people over and you were just drinking, like, you know, it's like, oh, this is that was bourbon kind of thing. Like they'd be perfectly fine for that. It's just anything you want to like preserve or you have no idea how long it's going to take you to get through the bottle. You can't trust that thing. But it's like the perfect kind of thing for like an infinity bottle because it looks good. Like you would think like, hey, this is a good thing for an infinity bottle to be in, you know, something that looks good. But, you know, liquid policy, I guess. All right, so here we go. We have our, yet again, I got some crap on the microphone. Why is that there? Our blind sample. We'll see if old Sleepyhead can detect a blind sample today. All right. These are mystery liquid. It smells like ethanol right now. We're going to give that a minute. I think it's peated, but I can't tell right off. We're going to give that a minute. Let's get out our notepad. So type and ABV and peat, yes, and casks. We could even say like ppm. I think we can guess ppm. It's not exactly relative, but casking, aroma, taste. We could write age, but man, I'm bad at age right now. I think it's part of, again, like I said before, like part of my problem with age statement assessment right now is I just don't have a lot of older spirits, anyways. So like, I don't have a lot of range to guess, but also I don't have a lot of experience with things that are 18 years or older. It's a little bit smoky. I don't know what to think of it right now, though. It's kind of odd. So we're gonna say this is a Scotch of some kind. Looking at this, it probably has ex-bourbon in it. It might not be exclusively ex-bourbon, but there's some ex-bourbon going on in here. Smoke on the aroma. Malt. Vegetal note. Like a peat-related vegetal note. This doesn't, This doesn't smell to me like that smoked Gouda kind of Lagavulin profile. So I don't think it's that. It's pale in color, but not super pale in color. It doesn't come across as super duper viscous. Maybe a little bit. There's some good leggage going on. Definitely PD. There is like a kind of a orchard fruit developing. I kind of like apple. It was kind of like a sweet vegetal note. Man, I can't tell. I'm starting to doubt how smoky this is. Actually not sure if this is smoky. At first, I was getting like that vegetal kind of peat related note. And kind of like my brain went immediately to smoke and peat. I'm not 100% sure. You have to try it, I think, to be sure. There is a vegetal aspect about it that is kind of like feels peat related. But it's not like barbecue campfire-y, at least not right out front. Alright, stress on the palate. Slancheva. Huh. It is peated. You're saying cheers? What's the direct translation? Good health. What's the direct translation? Sometimes you just hear slancha. So slancha is health, and then slanchava would be like good health. I think slanchava is more Scottish and slancha is more Irish, but I've seen Scottish guys just say slancha too, so it's not like it's exclusive. It's Gaelic either way. I'm a little puzzled with this one. There is smoky. It is smoky. There's smoke in it. It is peated. But it's not like super campfire sort of thing. There's like a sweet malt, a sweet, sweet. It's like a hay. But it's like a sweet, or we could even say, actually, let's go with sweet, maybe sweet grass. There is smoke on the finish. Finish has some earth. Campfire log. Vegetal note. Proof seems like up like 50 plus, but not super hot. Age, I'm guessing this is low age, like less than 12 years old. Maybe it's not, I mean, I'm not sure. Actually, no fucking clue what this is. It doesn't smell like Lagavulin. It does seem a little fiery. It's not that earthy. I can't detect any sherry in here. There's no like berry note or anything. It's not like super iodine or medicinal. Palate's not the most expressive. Like there is like smoke and like apple fruit in it. And maybe some earth at the back. But there's not a lot there. It's not really hitting me right now. There's some kind of like earthy, like almost like tannic note on the finish. It's kind of odd. Now comes some more like smoked, some like smoked protein. This palette seems like not terribly impressive. Like the thing that's like weird to me is like when if I look at the things I've written and they're just written based off of what I'm experiencing right now. I don't think I have a whiskey that meets these things. Like I don't like the ppm is like maybe I don't know, it's like maybe 45. I don't think I have a whiskey that's above 50 ABV that is just ex-bourbon. Like, I don't even want to call this Isla. It's a single malt. It's not a Lechig. At least I don't think so. If this is a Lechig, I'm sad. I don't get the pineapple. Maybe a little bit. I feel like I'd be talking myself into a pineapple. It could be Lechig. This is like kind of hot for a Lechig though. Maybe a little bit of spice in here. We'll try to be specific and say cinnamon. Cinnamon. How do I spell cinnamon? The thing with Lechig is I always feel like it has like a very loud pineapple. I'm not getting that out of this today. I'm just drinking a little bit on the hot side. I want to say it's like not much over 50 though. I want to say like it's around 50. Like I'll give 50 as a guess, but there's no way this is 100 proof. And part of it, too, might be like maybe this is like 46% and this is like really young. Or something like that. Let's be clear about the age. Let's just say the age is maybe like 10 year at 100 proof. 45 ppm in ex-bourbon. Very grassy, very vegetal on the finish, not medicinal. Like, I don't think this is a Lafroig. Doesn't taste like a Lafroig. But there's not that many things that are left. If it's not a Lagavulin, and it's not a frog, and it's kind of hot, and it's young, and it's high ppm, and it's not Ardbeg 10. There's no like red berry note. There's no like sherry thing. I like this is one of those drams where it's gonna be like I'm like missing a note right now. And when I read it, I'm gonna be like, oh, what the heck? I didn't taste the blah blah blah. And then I'm gonna go back and try to find that. And now I'm like second guessing myself, like, what note am I missing out of this? I don't know. I mean, we're gonna spitball and just say this is Isla, but it could be fucking Lit Jig or something like that. I'm trying my best, like, just to like write what I think and not write based off of me assuming it's any particular bottle. Because that's kind of like how I want to approach this process, because the more samples that we have, the less I'll be able to be like, hey, I'm pretty sure this is like this bottle, and this kind of melds my, like, what I write. I'm just trying to guess, like, what I think, rather than thinking about a particular bottle and be like, hey, it's probably like this bottle. Doesn't come off super tarry. Earth, tannic, campfire log, vegetal note, grass, smoke on the finish. I don't hate what I've written so far, based on what I'm currently experiencing. So, we'll see. We'll see what this is. VUVT. I'm ready to be totally wrong. Because this is so hard. These blind samples are so hard. It is Lit Jig. Okay, so it is Lit Jig. So the thing that shows up to me is this doesn't have the pineapple-y thing. So it's not Isla, but man, Lit Jig is pretty similar to Isla, but obviously it's not Isla. We got the age right on. The ppm, what ppm is Lit Jig actually? It's like heavily peated. Between 35 and 45 ppm. So maybe I was like a little high on the ppm, which I think is fair. Maybe I was a little high on my ppm guess. Ex-bourbon, it is ex-bourbon. I think like where I missed here is when I try to think about Lit Jig, I think about like the fruit note being very tropical, and I didn't kind of feel like the fruit note was really tropical today. But I did kind of feel like that apple character was like pretty up at the top. But yeah, this is like, there's no way that this was drinking hot enough. So I kind of thought it drank a little hotter than it was. But there's no way this was drinking hot enough to be like a cast strength. It was just drinking a little hotter than I thought 46 felt like. Yeah, it's interesting. It's interesting that I didn't pick up the fruit note exactly the same, but everything else is like pretty close. Um, I'm like pretty good with like the notes that I wrote. I think they're like pretty accurate. I think in the past I've just called the fruit note on this pineapple, and maybe I need to not get so hung up on leche being a pineapple. Like maybe that's the struggle here. It's not quite Isla Pete. It's not quite as peaty as a Lafroig. But I guess in my mind I was like, man, leche has a pineapple in it, and this is just not quite pineapple today. It's definitely like bright. The fruit note is bright, and the fruit note is forward. And I think maybe that's maybe what more to focus on. The fruit note is very forward, and it was very forward even when I was talking about it blind. And maybe that's what you need to look for, like that forward fruit note. Usually on track. Yeah, I think it's like the kind of thing where it's like there's little intricacies like that really like, you know, there's certain things that are a lot the same. Like obviously the certain smoke character is going to be a lot the same. But it's like really being able to hone in on like that intricacy. And for some reason in my brain, again, this is like a tropical note. And maybe I just need to not be so hung up on the tropical note and just be like, Litchig is a fruit forward, high ppm smoky scotch. Like more fruit forward than Lagavulin, more fruit forward than Ardbeg, more fruit forward than Lafroig. Like it was pretty clear that this was fruit forward. And I mean like orchard fruit or lighter fruit forward, not like berry or sherry fruit forward, than some of these Islas. But since it wasn't pineapple, I had a hard time being like, hey, this is obviously Litchig because it has a pineapple. I think I definitely overstated the ppm here though. Like in hindsight, I think it's not nearly as peated as I wrote. This one was drinking a little on the hot side today, but I just wrote what I thought instead of like trying to like game it. Like it's like the kind of thing where it's like I wrote 50 ABV because I thought 50 ABV, but when I go to my collection, there's nothing here that's 50 ABV that's smoky, so like I knew that was wrong, but I didn't write 46 to game it. I just kind of wrote what I thought. So what I was experiencing was like 46. It wasn't 50. I like that I picked up the spice on the palate because that is kind of characteristic of Litchig. Is there anything else on here? I was curious what notes that they write. They write medicinal on here and salt, but I didn't get that at all. I guess that doesn't matter. Oh God! Almost knocked that over. But like when I like rack my brain for like the whiskeys I have available, there's not like another whiskey that I thought that it was. I was kind of just spitballing my ideas, and I guess it kind of like makes sense that this is where it would land. I had a sneaking suspicion there was a chance that it was the Kilhoman, but I didn't feel like it drank hot enough. Like if I had a Kilhoman Mackir Bay in my collection, I get the feeling I might have guessed this as Kilhoman Mackir Bay. Because I had a little bit of a tickle that this might be this bottle, but I was just drinking it really low on the proof. What this drank as didn't strike me as 57% alcohol. So that's why like I was kind of like, well, this kind of tastes like maybe like the Kilhoman, but it's not hot enough. Like it's not hot enough for that. And I feel like if I maybe had Kilhoman Mackir Bay, which is like the same proof as this, there's a good chance I would have guessed this as Kilhoman. So maybe there's a world where like I try to like just spend a minute here and see if I can make a distinguishing mark with the like just the peat profile here, because obviously this has what it has like a refurbished red wine cask in it and Oloroso sherry butts, so the casking is different and obviously this is way hotter. But I'm just thinking from perspective of like the type of peat, because this didn't really come across super like earthy and bassy in the back palate finish like Isla tends to do, but I didn't know what else to say because I don't have that many island peated scotches around and thought maybe I was just wrong. But let's try to like maybe, because since I kind of thought it might be this, maybe we can try to like just hone in on this peat profile like a little bit. Again, it's like one of those things where the more of this we do, the more we can kind of try to learn like what's going on with these things blind. But I kind of knew that there was no way it was this hot. That was like my main indicator, but there was like that doubt in my mind, like, hey, maybe that bottle just really cooled down since we drank it or something. Or maybe it's not drinking hot today or something. Because this drink's like really hot in my experience. Because not only is it pretty close to cask strength, but it's younger. I can't remember what he said in the distillery tour we watched. I think he said this is like only like 7 to 9 years old or something like that. Like it's pretty brash. I'm trying to like expedite some of this like the resting process by just like agitating the alcohol and getting it out of the glass, rather than like trying to use that as a way to get aromas out. But oh, that's interesting. Oh, this is way more grassy and minty. This is way more campfire smoky. Oh, there's a really what'd you call that? It's very green. There's smoke in there. It's kind of weird. I want to go with some kind of weird vegetable note. Like raw peas. Which is not something we picked up on its own, but this is like one of these things that like always happens is like when you do like this comparison, the things that are different really pop out. Oh yeah, like this kind of like this becomes so sweet and fruity. And this becomes so like weird vegetation mint peas. Huh. And that's like one of those things though where like we're trying to differentiate these two things. But when you do say I got this blind, I might not really get this strong vegetation minty peas kind of note. I might only be getting those things because we're comparing it to another peated dram that doesn't have those things. There's something on here though that's like the lingering, like if you had a wood stove that wasn't burning anything. I don't know why that's what I'm thinking of, but like still ashes. Like definitely like dusty still ashes or something. And this one's like just way more fruitier. And I think maybe that's part of the thing is like a lot of times when we analyze this lychee against other Islas, we did like a side by side comparison where the fruit really stands out. But like when you hold this on its own and don't compare it to anything, then the fruit maybe doesn't stand out as much. Okay, okay. The upside, I think, is knowing what this is and drinking it. I'm like okay with every note that I wrote blind. It's like I think it's all pretty correct. It's just I wasn't getting that fruit note as pineapple today. It's a little bit more lactic. Yeah, I think you can really tell this Isla Peat is a little different. This Port Ellen Peat, it's a little different. I should be able to try to like tell lychee by the fact that it's a little different. The peat profile is a little different than the Isla Peats. I should be able to kind of try to figure that out. Like maybe I don't have it right now, but like eventually I should be able to tune my senses to tell that this is not an Isla bottle. Oh yeah. Way hotter, way more dry, way earthier, a lot bassier. That real earthy root dense Isla peat is clear. More vegetal, more like medicinal. But definitely should be able to tell, like, these two bottles especially, this one is like way hotter. It's like way hotter. And it should be. We were trying to hone in on the, like, the difference in the peat profile. And I think it's, again, this one is just more grassy, more minty, more earthy, maybe less like pure smoky, less like active campfirey, more on the ash, more on the earth medicinal grassy elements. Kind of like a cherry in there. That's kind of weird. I guess that could be that refurbished barrel. Huh. Not bad. Okay. I don't know that I have this yet. This particular peat profile. I feel like I should know, but I feel like I'm not quite there yet. I feel like if I get this blind again, I don't know they'll exactly hit it again. But I think, like, looking back, and especially after trying this one, I should be able to tell that this is not an Isla peat, but it's really hard. It doesn't have, I think the place to think about is it doesn't have the same earthy notes. It doesn't have the same medicinal notes. Like, those are the places where the Isla peats are clearly different. It's way more earthy, way more sludgy, way more medicinal. Whereas this one's kind of more smoky. Try to take that to the bank. There's a kind of like a lactic character on this in comparison, but it's pretty hard to get that lactic character, I think, without comparing it, unless it's a, like, really unique bottle, or the, like, I know, like, supposedly Bruichladdich has a lot of lactic character. A lot of times I feel like the lactic part kind of shows up by comparison. That kind of, like, sour, dairy kind of essence. All right, that's good. I feel like we flexed a muscle today. We're flexing more muscles. Obviously we're fucking slept today. We're trying to not be slept. I really thought if my shift was shorter and I slept more every day, I would not be as tired. But I think to a certain extent, I just haven't worked for 2.5 weeks. So we're getting back in the swing of things. Obviously, I have a physically demanding employment. So just walking as much as I did last night is probably enough to tucker me out. But I want to work on that. Don't want to be literally falling asleep. I'm going to figure that part out. So I'm gonna hit the sack. Thank you guys for watching. Thank you guys for being here. I appreciate you guys being here. Back tomorrow. Same time. Same place. Same things. Except maybe not Dixium. Maybe that's a miss. I'm on the lookout for some other things to play. I kind of like get that Brighter Shores is not the most entertaining thing to watch. I do like, the one thing I do like about it is it's perfectly stoppable at any time to talk about stuff. So I'm kind of trying to like make sure like whatever we're playing and like I can kind of like hit pause or whatever so we can kind of like just chat. I like to interact. Interacting is important to me. But we're in between things right now. I've said that before. We're kind of in between things. And we'll be doing some other things in the future. And again, yeah, anyone new here, our Discord server, it's still in its nascent stage, as we've been talking about today, but Discord's here. And of course, we've been posting content to the YouTube channel, and this is dual stream to the YouTube channel. And I want to do more stuff there, so if you can hit me with that follow there, I'd really appreciate it. I guess it's a sub. I guess they call it a sub on there. And if you pay money, I guess it's called a membership or something. Either way, if you haven't seen my Whiskey of the Year video, hop on there, give it a thumbs up. Helps me a lot if you watch the whole thing too. But yeah. Thanks for being here. Hope you guys have a great day. I'll be back tomorrow. And